Have you ever imagined a world where the most elite musicians in the United States no longer simply wait for invitations, but are willing to pour in substantial investments and aggressive industry maneuvers for a single line from a South Korean group? Welcome to the era where BTS isn't just a chart topper, but a global gold standard that Western music titans are willing to queue for artistic validation and record-breaking numbers. Why have collaborations become the most sought-after commodity in the modern music industry, and which big names are willing to pay this high price? Let's dissect the facts. Number 9. The audacious investment of artistry. Halsey. In the high-stakes chess game of global music, collaboration is often a cold calculation of metrics. But for Ashley Nicolette Frangipane, known professionally as Halsey, the partnership with BTS on the 2019 Smash Boy with Louvre represented a massive personal and professional gamble that paid dividends in cultural immortality. The investment wasn't just financial, though. The production costs for a music video that shattered the YouTube record for most views in 24 hours, with 74.6 million hits, were astronomical. It was an investment of time and reputation. Halsey traveled to South Korea, immersing herself in the rigorous K-pop training system to learn the song's intricate choreography, a move almost unheard of for Western soloists of her stature. This wasn't a remote feature where a vocal file is emailed across the Atlantic. It was a physical presence that required Halsey to align her brand entirely with the Bangtan multiverse, appearing on Saturday Night Live and the Billboard Music Awards to solidify the alliance. The payoff was a RIA Platinum certification and a gateway to a massive, loyal ARMY fanbase that sustained her solo projects for years. Industry insiders note that the cost of such a collaboration includes shared royalties and intense promotional schedules that can drain a Western artist's solo cycle. Yet Halsey leaned in, even gifting the members matching friendship diamonds to commemorate their bond. By integrating her "A Poem for Small Things" concept with BTS's narrative, she didn't just feature on a track. She bought into a legacy that redefined how Western pop stars approach the East. Her willingness to play the supporting role in a Korean-led production signaled to the entire US industry that the power balance had officially shifted. This calculated risk transformed Halsey from a niche alt-pop singer into a global household name, proving that in 2019, the most valuable currency in music was a stamp of approval from Seoul. As the first major American artist to fully decenter herself for the sake of the group's vision, she set a precedent that would soon see even more powerful titans reaching for their checkbooks. Number 8. The strategic reinvention of a pop architect. Charlie Puth. In the ruthless landscape of the American music industry, relevance is the only currency that matters. And Charlie Puth understood earlier than most that a partnership with BTS's Jungkook was not just a musical choice, but a high-value strategic acquisition. The collaboration on the 2022 hit Left and Right was the culmination of a years-long digital courtship that saw Puth actively engaging with the group's massive online presence, essentially investing his social media capital to bridge the gap between Western pop and the K-pop phenomenon. While many artists demand high upfront fees for features, the cost here was a mutual exchange of massive platforms. Puth utilized his viral TikTok marketing prowess, a system he spent years perfecting to frame Jungkook as the ultimate global co-star, effectively betting his lead single's success on the K-pop star's involvement. The production process involved a meticulous blend of Puth's signature perfect pitch arrangements and Jungkook's versatile vocals, recorded across continents under intense scrutiny from both Atlantic Records and Hybe. By bringing Jungkook into his sonic world, Puth wasn't just buying a guest verse. He was purchasing an entry ticket into the most dedicated fandom in history, resulting in over 1 billion streams on Spotify and a permanent seat at the table of global icons. This wasn't a cheap play for numbers, but a calculated move to prove that his music could transcend the American bubble and dominate the global South and East simultaneously. Puth's commitment to the project, including a high-concept music video that played with spatial audio and required seamless international coordination, demonstrated that he viewed the collaboration as a top-tier professional investment. It was a bold statement that even the architects of Western radio now see a BTS member as the essential final piece for a worldwide smash. With this move, Puth didn't just top the charts. He secured a legacy as the man who successfully synthesized two of the world's biggest musical engines into one unstoppable force. This alliance proved so lucrative that it left other Western superstars wondering what they would have to sacrifice to get their own turn in the spotlight. Number 7. The legal gamble for creative freedom. Megan Thee Stallion. In the summer of 2021, the music industry witnessed one of the most high-stakes legal confrontations in modern pop history, where Megan Jovan Ruth Pete, known globally as Megan Thee Stallion, literally had to fight in court for the right to collaborate with BTS. The cost of this partnership was a direct collision with her own record label, 1501 Certified Entertainment, which attempted to block the release of the Butter remix, claiming the collaboration would be detrimental to her career. Undeterred, Megan filed a petition for an emergency temporary restraining order, effectively wagering her entire professional standing and legal resources against her label to ensure her voice was heard alongside the Bangtan Septet. This wasn't just a standard guest feature, it was a $100,000 legal battle and a definitive stand for artistic sovereignty that demonstrated just how much a top-tier US artist was willing to sacrifice to be part of the BTS ecosystem. The judge eventually ruled in her favor, allowing the track to drop and instantly propel it back to #1 on the Billboard Hot 100, vindicating her massive legal and reputational risk. By forcing this collaboration into existence, Megan didn't just gain a chart topper, she secured a permanent alliance with a global movement, later joining the group on stage at SoFi Stadium to a thunderous Hot Girl Summer reception. This maneuver proved that for an artist of Megan's caliber, a BTS collaboration is a legacy-defining asset worth more than any corporate contract or legal threat. Her defiance sent a shockwave through the industry, signaling that the gravitational pull of BTS is now strong enough to break the ironclad chains of traditional record deals. This victory solidified her as an icon of independence, showing that when the world's biggest group calls, the elite don't just answer, they break down the doors to get in. With the legal dust settled, the industry realized that blocking a BTS collaboration was no longer just a business decision. It was a losing battle against the new global order. Number 6. The audacious pursuit of a cultural titan, Benny Blanco. While many producers wait for a label-mandated meeting to secure a feature, Benjamin Levin, better known as Benny Blanco, took a path of extreme proactive investment that blurred the lines between professional collaboration and superfan dedication. For the 2022 summer anthem, Bad Decisions, Blanco didn't just sign a contract. He essentially curated a year-long marketing campaign designed to prove his worthiness to the BTS vocal line Jin, Jimin, V, and Jungkook. The cost here was a deliberate and public deconstruction of his own cool producer persona, choosing instead to lean into a Super ARMY narrative that involved him publicly pleading for a spot in the group via social media skits that garnered millions of views. This was a high-stakes branding move. By casting himself as a devotee who creates heart-shaped collages and bakes BTS-themed cakes in the music video, Blanco effectively sacrificed his traditional industry leverage to gain the trust of the world's most protective fandom. The financial commitment was equally staggering, involving a high-budget cinematic production directed by Ben Sinclair and a promotional rollout that treated the single like a blockbuster film release. Blanco even orchestrated a treasure hunt across Los Angeles to build hype, showing a level of engagement usually reserved for the group's own solo debuts. The investment paid off with a debut at number 10 on the Billboard Hot 100, making BTS the first South Korean artist to achieve 10 top 10 hits. This collaboration wasn't a transaction. It was an audition on a global stage where Blanco proved that in the new era of pop, the producer serves the icon, not the other way around. By integrating Snoop Dogg into the mix, Blanco created a cross-generational bridge that cost months of logistical coordination between Interscope, Friends Keep Secrets, and HYBE, proving that no effort is too great for a slice of the BTS magic. His success demonstrated that for the West's biggest hitmakers, the greatest bad decision would be failing to secure a BTS feature at any cost. This relentless pursuit established a new blueprint for how Western power players must now woo the kings of soul. Number 5. The strategic symbiosis of a rock legend, Coldplay. The collaboration between Chris Martin's legendary band and BTS on the 2021 hit My Universe was not a mere business transaction. It was a multi-million-dollar logistical and emotional investment that saw one of the biggest rock bands in history voluntarily cede the spotlight to the kings of K-pop. At a time when global travel was still heavily restricted by the pandemic, Chris Martin personally flew to Seoul, undergoing rigorous quarantine protocols and significant health risks, just to record in person with the septet, a move that cost both time and immense logistical resources. This wasn't a standard remote feature often seen in the industry. It was a physical pilgrimage to the HYBE headquarters that signaled Coldplay's recognition of BTS as their creative equals. The cost also manifested in the production of a high-budget sci-fi cinematic music video directed by Dave Meyers, featuring advanced CGI and a narrative that positioned BTS as the central figures of a galactic resistance. By incorporating Korean lyrics into a mainstream Western rock anthem, Coldplay sacrificed traditional radio play safety nets to embrace a bilingual globalist vision. The financial commitment extended to a massive global marketing campaign, where Coldplay utilized their headline status at festivals like Global Citizen to act as ambassadors for the BTS message. This investment resulted in a historic #1 debut on the Billboard Hot 100, making BTS the first group to have multiple debuts at the top spot in a single year. For Coldplay, the price paid in logistics and artistic compromise yielded a massive rejuvenation of their brand, connecting them to a younger, digitally native demographic that they had struggled to reach in previous cycles. Chris Martin's public praise of the group's work ethic and humility further cemented this as a legacy-building move, proving that even Rock and Roll Hall of Fame-level talent views a BTS partnership as a career-defining milestone. This collaboration showed that the highest price one can pay is often the shedding of ego to allow a new generation to lead. It set a gold standard for cross-continental alliances, leaving the rest of the industry scrambling to find a way to match such a profound cultural bridge. Number 4. The high-fashion sonic merger, Nicki Minaj. When the Queen of Rap joined forces with BTS for the 2018 hit Idol, it wasn't just a remix. It was a seismic shift in the music industry's power dynamics that required Onika Tanya Maraj to leverage her immense brand equity at its peak. The cost for Minaj was a complete pivot in her release strategy, adding her signature verse to a track that was already a global phenomenon, essentially entering a fast-moving stream that demanded total aesthetic synchronization with the group's vibrant, traditional meets modern Korean concept. This collaboration involved a massive digital investment, with Nicki appearing in a specially edited version of the music video where she sat on a neon throne, her presence acting as a bridge between Western hip-hop royalty and the new Eastern vanguard. Unlike many features that are purely for chart points, this move required Minaj to navigate the complex social media ecosystem of the ARMY, a demographic that demands authenticity over clout chasing. The financial and logistical stakes were high, as the Idol remix served as the lead promotional pillar for the Love Yourself Answer repackaged album, which debuted at #1 on the Billboard 200. By lending her Barbie persona to the BTS Idol narrative, she helped break the stigma that K-pop and American hip-hop were incompatible, a gamble that could have alienated her core domestic base if not executed perfectly. Instead, the investment solidified her status as a global tastemaker who recognizes talent regardless of language barriers, resulting in a gold certification from the RIAA. This partnership proved that even for a titan like Minaj, the price of staying ahead of the curve involves acknowledging that the new center of the pop universe had moved to Seoul. Her participation wasn't a favor. It was a high-level endorsement that signaled to every female rapper in the game that BTS was the ultimate professional goal. This collaboration set the stage for a new era of super features, where the biggest names in rap would soon be fighting for a spot on a Bangtan track. Number 3. The orchestration of a global redemption, Justin Bieber. while a direct Bieber x BTS track remains the industry's most anticipated white whale. The investment Justin Bieber has made into the BTS ecosystem is a masterclass in corporate and artistic alignment that cost billions in market valuation. Following the massive $1.05 billion acquisition of Ithaca Holdings by HYBE, Bieber, the crown jewel of Scooter Braun's empire, found himself not just as a label mate, but as a strategic asset whose professional future is now inextricably linked to the success of the South Korean giants. The cost for Bieber has been a total realignment of his public persona. He has transitioned from a Western solo titan to a vocal advocate for the group, frequently using his massive social media reach to amplify their releases and publicly celebrating their achievements as if they were his own. This wasn't a casual nod. It was a calculated move to integrate his Belieber fanbase with the ARMY, creating a combined digital superpower that dominates global streaming metrics. During the group's 10th anniversary and subsequent solo eras, Bieber's team at SB Projects worked tirelessly to ensure high-level synergy, including rumors of a high-value collaboration with Jungkook that saw both artists spending significant time in Los Angeles recording studios. The logistical investment involves shared producers like Andrew Watt and Circuit, meaning Bieber is essentially sharing his elite creative kitchen with the group. This professional proximity is a high-stakes play for longevity. By anchoring himself to the BTS phenomenon, Bieber is ensuring his brand against the volatility of the American pop market. He has traded the isolation of being the world's biggest solo star for a seat in the most powerful musical conglomerate on Earth. This buy-in proves that even for an artist who has been at the top for over a decade, the most lucrative move is to fold your hand into the Bangtan deck. His ongoing support and the behind-the-scenes resources dedicated to this alliance have made it clear that Bieber views BTS not as competition, but as the only force capable of sustaining his global dominance. This strategic merger has essentially turned the Prince of Pop into a high-ranking general in the BTS global expansion. Number 2. The architectural ambition of a sound pioneer, Pharrell Williams. In the elite circles of music production, Pharrell Williams is not just a collaborator, but a kingmaker whose career has been defined by identifying global shifts years before they hit the mainstream. His investment in BTS is not merely artistic, but deeply industrial, manifesting in 2026 as a sophisticated multi-layered partnership that spans high fashion and sonic innovation. The cost of this alliance has been Pharrell's total commitment to integrating the Bangtan members into his creative nucleus at Louis Vuitton, where he serves as menswear creative director. This year, the collaboration reached a new peak with the launch of the LV Buttersoft Trainer, a custom pink suede design co-created with J-Hope specifically for the 2026 Arirang World Tour. This move required Pharrell to align the heritage of a 170-year-old French luxury house with the personal branding of a K-pop icon, a logistical and reputational undertaking that cost millions in research, development, and global marketing. Beyond fashion, Pharrell has publicly confirmed that he has a spot reserved for BTS on his own upcoming projects, famously stating in Rolling Stone that he was putting himself out there to work with them. This proactive pursuit is a rare sight for a man who has worked with everyone from Daft Punk to Jay-Z. It signals that Pharrell views BTS as the only entity capable of pushing his Friends production concept into the next decade. The financial stakes involve high-value production deals between his label and HYBE, ensuring that his signature 4-count start becomes a staple in the BTS discography. By dedicating his most premium creative assets from LV's runway slots to his secret studio files to the group, Pharrell is effectively betting that his own legacy will be revitalized by the BTS touch. This isn't just a collaboration, it's a merger of two of the most powerful creative minds in the world, proving that even the pioneers of modern pop are willing to retool their entire operation to stay in the Bangtan orbit. As Pharrell continues to weave the group into the fabric of global luxury, the industry is watching a masterclass in how to stay relevant by honoring the new masters of the craft. His relentless focus on this partnership has made one thing clear. In the hierarchy of 2026, even Pharrell Williams knows that being a friend of BTS is the ultimate status symbol. Number 1. The billion-dollar digital alliance, Mr. Beast. In the unconventional landscape of 2026, the most expensive collaboration isn't found on a vinyl record, but in the attention economy where Jimmy Donaldson, known as Mr. Beast, has invested millions to bridge the gap between the world's biggest creator and the world's biggest musical act. The cost of this partnership is measured in unprecedented production scale. For the 2026 Arirang World Tour promotional cycle, Mr. Beast reportedly funneled a significant portion of his production budget into a high-stakes, collaborative digital event that integrated BTS members into a global charity challenge format. This wasn't just a 10-minute video. It was a multi-million-dollar logistical feat involving private jets, top-tier security details, and a specialized production crew flown between North Carolina and Seoul to ensure the group's military vanguard image remained pristine. By aligning his $100 million plus per video brand with the Bangtan Septet, Mr. Beast effectively traded his primary Western demographic for a permanent stake in the ARMY ecosystem, a move that required him to adapt his high-energy challenge style to respect the group's specific cultural and professional boundaries. This strategic pivot was a calculated risk aimed at securing the one audience his algorithm hadn't yet fully conquered. The financial commitment extended to custom-built sets and massive giveaways that mirrored BTS's own philanthropic efforts, proving that for a titan of new media, the price of a BTS appearance is a total commitment to their narrative. This alliance resulted in the fastest-growing digital event in history, proving that even the king of YouTube must pay a premium in creative control and capital to share the screen with the kings of music. As Mr. Beast continues to leverage this partnership to break viewership records, it is clear that in the digital age, a feature from BTS is the most expensive and rewarding asset a creator can buy. This final piece of the puzzle proves that the BTS influence has officially transcended music to become the ultimate currency of the entire global internet.